Yeah. Hey guys.
What was that voice?
I completely. I have no idea.
Where'd that come from?
I completely forgot what my job is. Right. What do I? This is how I usually do it, right? It actually is how I usually do it. It's just to fumble about for a few minutes until I.
That sounds about right. Oh
my
God, it didn't complete that frickin' mission.
I mean, it's kind of our cold open. It's our brand.
That's right.
Chick ran away too early.
Can you get motor tea steady in a cold press?
Cold press?
Yeah.
Only if it's been grinded up first.
Is it grinded or ground? What is happening?
Ground? Grinded?
Are you talking about a French press?
Grindification.
French press is hot.
At this point. Yeah, French press is hot. Yeah, it's hot.
Oh. I don't know anything about coffee. I drink hot chocolate.
Okay,
I would have put the music right there.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you anymore.
Winning.
Welcome. It's the Loose Screws Podcast. I'm Commander Jay Anthrax, and I'm joined tonight by NL Hate.
Wow.
Commander Chig. Lark Shadow. And Blooming Wind. And only Commander Chig is called Commander for some reason tonight. I don't know why that is.
Either.
Another week, another podcast. Do you smell the sweet podcast in the evening?
It's not. I wouldn't use the word sweet. It's
I don't
definitely
know who this character
odor.
is I'm doing.
I smell something in the evening, but it ain't podcast.
Waka.
Oh my goodness. I forgot to change the date in the show notes. It's the 26th? Oh no, wait. Somebody did it for me. It's
Probably
26th of June. It's 2023, 3309.
3309.
Yeah.
3309.
And fasten your seatbelts because you're in for some hot discussions for all I know.
I got BGS questions.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. All right. I basically at this point there's a what we've got in the show in store for you. There's a squad update. We've got a report from Bard, the Tin Hat on the Tin Hatim Express, and nothing else. So we're just whatever Jig wants to talk about, and apparently it's going to be not nothing. So
I think we should go talk about whatever Lark Shadow wants to talk about. Let's dive into that brain and see what happens.
Just peel.
That's like
that
Pandora's
skull.
box, man. You don't want to open that.
Just peel off those layers of onion, but instead of onion, it's Pandora's box filled with the Pandora's box filled with the Pandora's box.
It's just Pandora's boxes all the way
box
down.
Full of monkeys, full of carrying boxes that are also full of monkeys.
What is with box carrying monkeys? How do monkeys get
Russian
involved
nesting
in this?
dolls of Pandora's box.
Russian nesting monkeys? What?
The intravenous gases being made of monkey.
Well, I guess that.
So anyway,
made
It's a real
of
shame.
monkey.
Real shame I don't do any editing on this show. Anyway, so how has everyone been? Let's take it around since the last episode of this fantastic podcast production. Let's start at the top with Blooming Wind. What you been doing, my good friend?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I was on call last week, so I was rounding in the hospital, seeing patients with heart issues as the consult attending. And then we celebrated our wedding anniversary with a dinner. We went out with friends to a restaurant called Cafe Margot on Friday night. Originally, we were going to do it on our anniversary, and then one of my friends bugged out because he had a podcast he had to do. So
Imagine that.
Wow.
Yeah, his wife was ready to kill him, but we just rescheduled for Friday night, and that was a lot of fun. And then
he was really good on our show. It was nice. That was
yeah. Burr, we're calling you out. But he was flying into Nashville direct. But Anyway, so little Blooming Wind and Mrs. Blooming Wind went to Auburn this weekend because he's at the age of touring colleges, and apparently they had a blast at Auburn. His cousin goes there, so he was excited to see his cousin, and he really liked the architecture school. So that's what's been going on with me in real life. And then in game, I've been doing some BGS, doing some mining. Sold a whole bunch of platinum last night, somewhere far from Screw Space, and that's what I've been up to in game.
Shit, mining.
Yeah, mining. I like to shoot rocks.
Still
Shit
exists.
mining. He's mining shit.
Oh,
No, he said
That's
he's
where the
mining
bio waste
platinum.
comes from. Got it.
should I even say that's not what I meant? Nah,
No, man.
No.
never let them know. Cool, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then over to Lark Shadow.
Hey guys,
How's it going?
It's actually going pretty good. The weeds are starting to die in my lawn, and the grass that I planted in the bare spots is coming real nice. And that's the most exciting thing that's happened to me all week. I'm not joking.
Okay.
It was that kind of week last week, just stress and work and then appreciating the lawn. And yeah, now I'm flying out to my fleet carrier because I need to transfer some fuel because first world problems.
And you're in the middle of or it's in the middle of nowhere.
It's about 2 jumps out of wherever Chig is.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah.
So I'll be helping since I'll be in the neighborhood.
Nice.
In the middle of nowhere space.
Then honestly, I might go exploring because all of my explorers are on my fleet carrier and I'm already out here anyways. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Explorationizing. Very nice. Chig,
Hi.
what's up?
I don't know.
Just hanging out.
Oh, yeah, we're doing a podcast. I need
Just
to
chilling.
talk.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
do what you got to do.
Yeah, well, we're on this Operation Dexy's Folly out here, where we're pushing this system because he pointed out, this thing where you got to grind like a motherfucker, and he knows that that's the kind of thing I can't resist. So we're out here. We've had, oh my God, Clickbait came out. Single Malt Scotty's out here. You heard Lark Shadow's on his way. Indigo's out here with his alt, who is, I think, basically as well equipped as his main at this point. That guy is a machine. But we're out at the system, boosting Consortium. We're over halfway to triggering the war here. I don't know.
So that got talked about on the podcast already, right? So
Yes.
I'm not like,
Yeah,
Little bit, yeah.
we mentioned it. I actually brought it up when we talked to Burr and Reaney on the special show.
Right.
Actually brought it up that time too. So it's been brought up a couple times. So we're working on this little adventure. I went looking to see if this had ever been attempted before, and other than like one Reddit post from when this first came out, I searched the Frontier forums, I searched the Google space, I was looking on Reddit, and it doesn't look like anybody's ever really made a hard push for this, which surprised me.
yeah, that's interesting.
The problem is Inara only shows the graph of, back, to like December. So, and this came into the game April of last year. So there's like, there's no data to even look at. So anybody that knows how to find that data or knows of anything that's happening, if this has ever been done before, come let me know. Because to me right now, as far as I can tell, this is kind of uncharted territory with this system. So I am going to be out of town Thursday through Monday, so I'm not going to be out here helping. So anybody else that wants to come out and play with this, we've kind of joked it's like a mini Dark Wheel kind of thing that we're doing, except, we're not trying to guide expansions anywhere. We're not trying to stop expansions anywhere. We're literally just trying to make the consortium trying to make consortium as powerful as possible out here and see what happens. I don't know. It's kind of hard mode mission running because you make any mistakes, prison is 3,400 light seconds away. So it really freaking sucks if you make mistakes.
Not seconds.
Yeah, it's
not seconds.
light years. Yes, sorry. It's it's a challenge, and that's basically what I've been doing in game. And everybody knows I don't do BGS very often,
You guys
so
are,
now I'm
Doing
doing
a real
this.
Iron Man challenge out there.
Kind of. It's but it's fun. We're having a lot of fun. We're really pushing, learning a lot as we go. Yeah, looking for any other help though. So people who are nice like Lark Shadow and flew out here are awesome. The rest of you guys suck. But
Yeah.
Someone's
Just
got to
kidding.
tend the home fires.
this is
I wanna-
my home fires.
I want to be clear. I'm only flying out there because it's so close to being there anyways that I feel obligated to just stick it out for a little while.
Honestly, I'll tell you. You mentioned you want to go on an exploring mission. Flying out here, I honked and scanned and did plant gunning, and I made almost 1 billion plant gunning on the way out here. I put my name on like 6 systems. The last time I came from prison alone, I got my name on 3 systems on that run. So you can do some, pretty decent exploring, just coming out here. It's only 4,500 light seconds away, but there's a lot of undiscovered systems. There's a lot of plant gunning, first discoveries you can make. It's inside of a beautiful nebula, so even the sky, when you're on the ground, is super cool looking. It's everything about it is interesting and cool. So everybody should be out here. If you're not, you're a fool.
So what you're saying is it's BG exploration.
Yes, BG exploration. I like that. Except don't sell your data here until Consortium gets control.
Right, of course.
Yeah. So
Naturally.
that's what's happening in my in real life. Since last week, I don't know, just busy. I'm always seem to be busy, so that's just the story of my life. That's all I got right here, folks. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. All right. So what's going on there, Hate?
Man, I've been on like a whole adventure. Tuesday, my wife said, "You're taking me on vacation for our anniversary. Get it all planned." And I said,
Oh wow.
"Oh shoot, how are we gonna afford this?" And she said, "I'm paying for everything. Just get it planned." And I was like, all right. So I got it at Airbnb in Louisville for $55 a night.
Okay.
And then I took her to a Cajun crab joint in Clarksville, which is the Indiana side of the Ohio. And then we went to the Airbnb, and the next day we got up at a reasonable hour and then went to Kentucky Kingdom expressly to go to the water park. And that's all that we did until like both of us were sunburnt, sore, and tired, and feet were blistered. And then we went and got steak at a Logan Steakhouse, which was a bit of an ordeal because my wife asked for medium well, and they brought it out blue.
Perfect.
What's blue mean?
Damn,
Means
you're
it's
raw.
still mooing.
Oh,
Pretty close to still
I've
mooing.
heard still mooing or bleeding, but I've never heard blue.
Blue's the formal term.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she had to send her steak back, and then they cooked it at too high of a heat. So
Yeah,
the outside was
They're in a
overcooked,
hurry.
and the inside was still medium rare. And she was pretty well done with it. But they gave us half off on her meal, and then a very large alcoholic beverage she got for free. And then they bent some laws and gave her its co-beverage.
Ooh, yeah.
There you go.
And then, anytime we were in the Airbnb, I whipped her ass at chess. But the last game we played, it was clear that she finally understood what all the pieces were doing, which is a weird thing because she's pretty all right at chess. But she was getting close.
Wait. She's pretty all right at chess, and she didn't know what all the pieces did.
Does that mean she's going to be deadly when she finally learns the game?
I think so. I think
She's
so.
like
Second
kidding
Bobby
me.
Fischer.
And then another thing I did last week, I went against my better judgment, and I planted one of the 2 kinds of plants that you don't ever put in regular soil. Planted cement around my house. For the same reason that you don't plant bamboo, it'll spread really quickly.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask.
Yeah. And that and my son's been super chatty, which is super nice.
Good.
That's not I think I'm gonna follow up with anything else on the podcast. Yeah, a couple of adventures.
All right.
Yeah.
Right on.
I feel like I need to point out that when he said his wife got the steak back and it still wasn't cooked right, she was pretty well done with it, and I chuckled.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes. Well done, chaps. So wondrous.
New tracks?
Oh, yeah. I was kind of really busy with work. I was working on 2 audiobook projects at the same time, and then now another one has started. But I finally have like a normal-ish week. And as I was thinking about it, it's not that I was working particularly like longer hours or anything like that. It's just that I was not alone the whole week.
That sucks.
And it's not that I don't like people or you know what I mean, that I'm like some recluse, but my typical work week, if I have some clients on some days, I do a lot of remote work, but if I have some clients, it's for a day or part of a day over in a week. It's uncommon that it's like more than 2 or 3 of those sessions happen in a week. And just to be with somebody for, realistically, just as long as an actor can go for before it's like questionable whether their voice is still sounding the same, like 6.5 hours we did a couple of days. And he had he was in a stage play. So each, at a certain point he had to leave to go get ready for that. So he had the hard job anyway. But the point is, I just felt so drained from, I don't know what to call it, just being on all the time, just having people there. So anyway, it was really cool though. And the actor was fantastic and came out great. Everything was great, but it does feel like kind of a little bit getting back to normal. And I didn't do any streams. I barely played any video games. When I did play, it was just very like, I don't know, go play Pavlov for a few minutes or something like that. It was like I wasn't really up for anything else. So maybe I'll get back to that. I did yesterday get back into Elite and finished I was doing the covert missions that you have to do to unlock one of those engineers. Covert thefts where the alarms aren't allowed to go off. So I finished doing that stuff, figured that out. And yeah, I find myself mixed on it because it is neat to be back in the position of not knowing like exactly what to do in something in Elite, like having to actually work something out. So that's cool and fun. But then I run into these sort of aspects of it that I think are, I don't know, not great. Like just the way, I don't know, I don't know how much I want to whine about it. It was pretty.
We could just have a
okay.
whine session. We can go right from what you're talking about.
No.
to
Whine about it because I'm learning
things
you're
with this
whining.
game.
Well, okay, so it's not like I really think it's bad, and I'm not sure what I would want to be different. But the conceit of these missions is you have to do 6 covert theft or heist missions. So it's not just stealing something, it's that they're covert, which I think a lot of people, if you look around at like how to do the covert missions, it's like, yeah, nobody can detect you and all this stuff. And that's not strictly true. It's just that the alarms can't go off. So what I quickly worked out is basically the first thing I ought to concentrate on is finding that alarms panel and turning that crap off. And then I can literally do anything I want. It's
Murder.
With a little bit of consequences, so there's easier and harder ways of doing it in a sense. But once the alarms are off, or if I can, if somebody catches me and I can kill them before they tell somebody else or before they can get to the alarm, it seems to work as well. I failed a couple along the way, but for the most part, I think I only failed 2 or 3 out of the course of trying to do 6 and figuring out how to do it. So yeah, you sort of like scan somebody through a window or really it seems risky for me, at least. I'm bad at it maybe, but it seems really risky to try to scan them out in the open. Even when it looks like all the guards are looking away. I don't know, my scanner makes too much noise or something, but they always seem to notice. So yeah,
sometime
you scan 'em.
soon I'll have to show you and Chig how I do those heists, because I've done enough of them. I've got like just a whole routine I go through, and most of the time it works.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but you also have never experienced a bug in this game ever somehow. So
No, I don't know why.
They all dodge you. So, some things that I noticed, like for one thing, that going through the different kinds of settlements and things like that, like the way the layouts are, and I'm not familiar with most of them because I haven't done hardly any of this. Only started when the AX Power Restore started. So I'm going around finding, okay, in this settlement, where's the thing? Okay, eventually I get to the point where it's like, okay, now I can look on the panel, and usually I can discover where the alarm thing is going to be. Sometimes it's locked behind, sometimes even on the screen, even on the terminal, I should say, the terminal, you can't really tell, but you can at least find like the sort of the building it's supposed to be in, and then you just, it's like a watching people's movement schedules and figuring out where they're going to be and trying to catch them where they're not overlapping with a guard, and then scan the administrator or something. And most of the time it works okay. Sometimes there's just like nothing I can do, and I end up like they're never going to come near a window or outside. They're never going to be somewhere where a guard isn't staring me right in the face. And so then you have to go and like cut the panel. And so I don't know, I'm mixed on that too. Like, shouldn't there be a way, technically always a way to complete it? But I guess what I ended up doing was cutting a panel, and then that sort of works too. So I guess I'm still finding some way to pull it off, although it gets so tricky. I guess at the end of the day, I think I generally like the way they work out, and I like that they're hard, but the whole time I'm running around, this is the impression I've come away with after doing like 10 of these missions. Everybody is shouting at me all the time. Anytime I'm within earshot of another person, an NPC, they're like, "What are you doing?" Or "You're too close." Or like some comment, I guess, to do with how fast I'm running or something. But like, I can't walk everywhere in these settlements. It would take me 3 hours to get from one side to the other. You know what I mean? If I'm walking, they don't seem to, they don't react that way. But like, this is a game, right? Like, we're going to be at run speed, not at sprint speed even, but just like the normal, I'm not holding the walk key to go really slow mode, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody just yells at me like I'm a criminal anytime I'm at that run speed. And it just takes me out of it. It's like they have like 3 phrases, and they're all angry, and they're all like, nobody says hi, or there's not even like somebody who's not from here or anything like that, or if there is, I never friggin' hear it. It's just, so I don't know, I think like, I feel like it makes Skyrim look like the guards in Skyrim had a lot to say, a lot of variability compared to what I see here. It's just anytime I'm going somewhere, it's just, do you guys know what I'm saying? Am I talking out of my ass here, or what?
I took a plasma round to the knee.
I completely understand what you're saying, Trax. Honestly, I agree. There probably could be more for them to say if they're going to end up talking that much. I think the biggest thing is, like, at least in my head, and I could be wrong on the lore on this, and if I am, feel free to send your complaints to suckit@yahoo.org. And but it's just the whole thing of any settlers, basically anyone that's not in the spaceship 24/7 like us commanders, doesn't trust commanders, like flat out. It's like if Boba Fett landed at your settlement, you're gonna be watching them.
Okay. I'm gonna push on that a little bit, because the guards do a security scan on you, and if you're clean, it's like, okay, go about your business, and they're like relatively polite, and then of course they immediately just are going, hey, as soon as I take a step. So it's like, it's just so, it's so weird and immersion destroying. But if I have a bounty, not for their place, right? I just have some random bounty because I got a fine because, oh, boo-hoo, the last settlement I was doing a mission at, some guard got mad and I had to blow him away, right? So anyway, I have this bounty, but it's not for this settlement. So they're not going to do anything about it, but they're still going to say something about it. So they're going to scan me. And the comment is, I thought commanders always respected the law.
Oh, I've never encountered that one, but that might
is
be
what
a
they
me and
say.
Bard thing.
That's what they say every single time.
Mhm.
And so anyway, so in the lore of the game, apparently, commanders always respect the law, they thought. So how does that square with the like general fear and like eyeing me up every time I take a fucking step near somebody?
I wonder if it's supposed to be sarcastic, but it's just not coming across that way.
Well,
I don't know.
it's not voiced that way. They're mad.
I just blame
They're
the
angry.
guard.
They're like, yeah, it's like how could, now they know I'm Boba Fett, so they're mad about it. Before they were just angry that I was running, I guess.
Well, I mean, if you're British, isn't sarcasm and anger the same thing?
I don't think so. I think if you're British, sarcasm is just normally. It's just like eating breakfast. And then anger is like never.
See what's
Yeah, they don't
driving
do anger
me.
very well.
Yeah, well, they drink so much tea it messes with their heads. But my problem with missions right now is like in this system, trying to boost influence, is what we're doing, BGS. And the only way you can really do it right now is running influence missions is like the way to do it. And I've gotten to the point where there's only like a few different missions I'll take because I know that they won't fail on me. Because some of these I've been running into where I need to go to a settlement and find a person and then go to like leave the SRV and you get the black screen where then you got to kill task and then get back in. And then that NPC won't spawn after that, even if I go back into Super Cruise and stuff. So it's like, God dang it. There's that. There's the going to a crash site, where you have the crashed eagle on the ground and there's a couple boxes. You got to retrieve an item. Sometimes that item just isn't there. Sometimes you'll open the boxes, the item isn't there. I found if I just sit around for a minute, 90 seconds, one of the items becomes the mission item, which is weird. But other times it won't appear at all. So I find myself abandoning missions that can't be completed. And the ones that
is bizarre.
The ones that were always good for me are the wreckage. Go to a wreckage site, which is the downed satellites, and two good things about those. They've got a data port, so you getting manufacturing instructions and stuff like that. And those I never had fail until last night. I had one where the panel wouldn't fall off, so I couldn't grab what's behind it. I cut it perfect. It falls just a little bit. And no matter what angle I get, I could not grab what was behind it. Tried jumping into Super Cruise, going back in, cut the panel, did the same exact thing. I'm like, God damn it. So abandoned mission, so it's just
I had one of
annoyances.
those. It was one of these satellite things. I was doing that a little bit for data mats, and it was okay. So it's a satellite that I was cheesing. I was just menu logging to just get data after data after data, and then finally I decided, okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with this grind now. I'm gonna just complete the mission. So I cut the panel, but the satellite's at the angle, so the panel fell in instead of out. Like it was tilted up. Like I was looking down at the panel to cut. And I menu logged a few times trying to get it to fall slightly differently, and it never would. Eventually, I just like wiggled back and forth, holding the cursor over that area, and it like I found like I don't know, just the corner of the microchip or whatever that I could see.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I tried every angle because I've known that trick to get one to work. This one, no,
not happening that time. Huh?
No, so that's been one frustration out here because I know that it affects. Failing a mission is worse than abandoning a mission, right?
Right.
Is that true on that?
Yes.
So that's why I'll just abandon the missions and stuff. But it is frustrating. So it is a matter of finding the correct missions to do that can be completed relatively easily, which makes it even more boring because then it's down to like 3 different mission types that I can do that I know can be completed reliably. So I don't know. That's this game. I tell you, and this is still a pet peeve of mine. Why is there no clock in your suit? There's all kinds of stuff on the HUD, but you can't see the time. Why is that? It's driven me
Because when
nuts.
you're on foot, it's always plasma o'clock.
Actually, I'm becoming a big fan of the laser rifle kinetic pistol instead.
Huh. And I'm a fan of, and you like your Maverick suit?
Yep.
Yeah,
I've been doing, in fact, I did my conflict zones just in my Maverick suit with that.
I've been doing that as well. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I'm just shotgun and plasma pistol. I have all the guns, so I choose what I want. Those two make it the easiest.
Shotgun and plasma pistol. Interesting. You know, I don't have both of those. I only have grade 2 of.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
They make most stuff just trivial.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
By the way, Chig, you were right. I stopped at a system just to look around, and it's got an ammonia world and a couple landable planets. So now I'm flying around scanning mushrooms.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's just out far enough, and it's kind of off the beaten path. There's a lot of stuff that you can discover out here.
There's also an occupied escape pod out here. He tasted like beef jerky.
Gross.
Etienne would be proud.
Where else are you gonna get food out here?
Just crack it open.
Scanning
Escape pods.
mushrooms right now.
Yeah, what do you think I'm gonna be putting on the guy? Just saying.
Wow.
Jerky and shrooms.
Space cannibals unite
They pair nicely.
Anyways,
with a nice Chianti.
Yeah, anyways. What's up?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, so that I guess that we were that was our intro segment, wasn't it? Yeah, well, we talked.
Sure sounds like it.
Listen to us already talking about Elite Dangerous. We're doing so great.
Holy shnikes.
This is a great episode, you guys.
It's
Fantastic.
It's the best.
Anyway,
one ever.
I did get Terra Velasquez unlocked, and yeah, so now I have enhanced sprint duration is what I was ready to install, and my Maverick suit can now run forever. And
I didn't
that's
know
fantastic.
that was a thing, and I need it in my life.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's amazing. Sprint running out was just one of the most painful things, and now it's gone. I'm working my way. I really want night vision though for the AX power restores, so she has to introduce me to the next guy. So I got to find 15 financial projections, and that is like the only data mat I have never ever seen. Wow. It's not the one you ever hear complaints about for some reason, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I've never seen a financial projection.
What is it called again?
Financial projections.
I think those are data ports at tourist settlements, if I remember correctly.
Like I've gone to the wrong settlements.
Yeah.
The materials helper was telling me that they often appear at the data ports in extraction buildings.
Really?
So I don't know, but it if it's an extraction building, a mining settlement in a tourist economy, or you know what I mean? It's these weird
maybe.
combos, and I don't know. It also seems to apparently happen at least at lower rates in some other places, but I don't know. Maybe somebody will just agree to sell them to me at some point.
I was going to say I have one, but my carrier's all the way out in BFE.
Yeah. Well, Scotty is out there with you guys. He has the full 15. He'd sell me. Somebody else was
Indigo,
also
I
had them.
think.
Indigo also out there.
Yeah.
With you guys.
I'm sorry, guys.
All the heavy hitters
Volt,
are coming out there.
I think Volt said he had some,
But he was on his way to Colonia.
On his way to Colonia. It's okay. It's no
Poor
big deal.
bastard.
Yeah. So anyway, do you guys want to go on and do a squad briefing? How's that sound?
Let's
Sounds
do
good.
it.
All right.
Incoming priority message. Squadron briefing.
Alrighty, after a busy week, we have elections still going on in Tripu and LTT 17156. We want you to go. We want you to vote. We want to win. We don't want you voting for the other side. We're building influence in Miola to get a nice cushion there. We're building influence in Calarum and Alexandrinus, which had like a little acute dip the other day. And then HIP 4907 is back in expansion, and it's going to pop soon. We expect to land in Darahk, where I am right now, but Darahk is also in expansion. So if we expand before them, we will probably be going somewhere else. But if they expand before us, they're going to go to where we would otherwise be going. So then we would expand into Darahk. And then we have the usual suspects overheating, nothing urgent. Somebody's been whacking down the hottest system in our list. And all details are in the standing orders hashtag and Loose Screws faction channels of our Discord. So thank you everyone who participates in BGS. We appreciate it.
I participate in BGS.
You do, but not for us.
Oh,
For some mafia.
well, yeah,
Some mafia.
a crime syndicate. They're not a mafia. I think that technically you have to be Italian, and if they're like space Italian, I suppose that could be a mafia.
I mean, they might
Space
be.
Italian. Love that.
Instead of talking with your hands, they just shake the ship at you while they're speaking. Just full thrusters up and down.
Yeah, every one of these guards at these settlements uses their hands a lot, so that might make sense.
That's true. That's true.
And oh my God, like when we first got out here, one random person came to the Discord to ask us what we were doing, and he was like real Italian. So there might be something to this.
There might be.
Maybe that's the key.
Italian space mafia confirmed.
Collecting a cat fossil. Why is that a thing? Oh, my
Because
favorite.
they want to remember Meowsers von Meowserton.
Went to get off my ship, and I got the black screen.
Oh,
I hate that.
You need to play with me more, Chig. I rarely get stuff like that.
That's... Yeah,
I don't think that's what controls it.
I do. I'm good luck.
Well, I remember one time your theory was we all have shitty internet, and that's why we get all these problems.
Oh, I still stand by that one.
Yeah, Mr. Potato Internet out there in Idaho is the greatest internet on the planet, apparently.
300 down, 100 up. It's good enough for me.
Oh my god. Well,
Now, Lark
it's enough
Shadow,
to play
does your-
games.
Do you use your computer only for Elite, or do you use it for other things too?
No, it also does my music. I also do photo editing and writing on here. I also do other games.
And it's essentially a potato, so yeah, it's kind of...
It is not a potato
It's
anymore.
not that much of a potato.
I had to upgrade because my last one exploded, remember?
You're a potato.
Oh, you're shut up.
Oh my god, it's plasma clock, everybody.
Did you just wake somebody up?
No, I'm just going with plasma clock is my new favorite saying.
Which is funny that I say that because the guns I have on me the most are the Eclipse and the standard pistol.
Which one's the Eclipse?
The laser submachine gun.
And what's the standard pistol?
Okay.
It's the one everyone gets. It's just one shot at a time, but I found one that was grade 3 with 2 stings on it and bought it.
Do you mean the
Was it
like
laser,
the
kinetic, or
P15?
plasma?
Yeah, the Karma P15.
Karma
the
P15,
kinetic
yeah.
one.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Huh.
Yeah, I'm not into not that I've done a lot of this, but I'm not into any of the SMGs.
Yeah,
I feel
that's-
like
I'm
they're. I
surprised
feel like
that
the
you
only
use
thing
that.
you have reduced range and reduced damage from the rifle. You have a bigger magazine, but you also have less accuracy and less. I mean, well,
Yeah.
I guess that's basically it. That's basically what you're down to. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't find much use for that. I haven't discovered that there's a huge like issue one way or the other with range for some reason. Like the pistols ought to have kind of the lowest range, but I don't seem to have any trouble hitting people that are at least as
Same.
far away that I would be able to aim at them anyway. So kind of what difference does range make? Makes me wonder.
Keep in mind, the people who designed this do not have the Second Amendment.
Wow.
Wow, we're just
I-
going after him this podcast.
Actually, I think now that I think about it, range has probably has to do with damage fall off too, which is something I hadn't really considered until just now. So
Does it really? I have no idea. in this
yeah, on foot stuff does have damage fall off
Okay.
because the increased range mod changes that in the same way that it increases. It's not exactly the same way. Like long range on ships guns makes them have no damage fall off out to their max range at 200%. This one, like, it gives you like an extra 50% range and that again of damage fall off.
You know what ship weapon I would love to have long range is the fragment cannon.
Why?
Can't you put long range on that? Hold on.
Oh my
I only
God,
want it to have
Dear
long range
Inara.
because the shotgun for on foot, the plasma shotgun, has long range, and
Oh,
it
no, you're right, it
tightens it
doesn't.
up. And I'd love to have that option for the ship
you're right.
version too.
So frag cannon does not have long range. Yeah, it would, I guess. Well, the closest you get then is pacifier, but that's only a fixed size 3.
Yeah.
But it is longer. It is effectively a long-ranged version of that. So
That's okay.
Because it's got a tighter spread. So,
yep, it's like
Yeah.
it's like got a choke. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was all excited there for a sec. Sorry.
That's okay though, because I have actual cannons, and my longest range version of that is like 9 kilometers or something. It's farther than most of my ship's sensors can detect right now.
I have 2 comments. First of all, there's no way you can hit anything at 9 kilometers. Second of all, you need to engineer your sensors because that's wrong. You've done it bad.
No, yeah, they're not engineered at all. That's why. I know that's why.
Oh my God. Lark.
Like, what are we gonna do with you? All right.
We gotta play Bard after something like that.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a perfect time to jump right in. It's time for the Tinhadium Express. Tickets, please. I don't know what else to say. There we go.
Here comes the crazy train.
The Tinhadium Express!
All right, settle down. Everybody just calm down for just a second. All right. Hey, look, I get it. You're all unhappy. What is it that you want? Higher wages? Of course, and I suppose you want better working conditions too, right? Fine, we'll start with this. An all expenses paid space. Ah, the magic of the vacuum. All that noise and then sudden silence. Well, that's the last time they protest working conditions by chaining themselves together on a large landing pad. Anyways, only 2 stories for you this week. Let's get started. June 22nd, Aegis receives Titan materials for Xeno research. Last week's community goal ended in Aegis's favor over Azimuth biotech rival.
And the crowd goes wild.
June 23rd, an audience with the Perceptor. A lot to unpack here.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
The faction of the cultists spoke to Xiao Jin Ai, who they see as a prophet because she can sort of understand the Thargoids. She spoke with the cultists to find out where the Dedicant went, but they don't know, claiming their remodeled megaships have secret passageways that neither Theta 7 or the FIA knew about, like on the Sacrosanct. Now, I had to scroll all the way up in Inara for this one, and I have to give props where they're due. For those like me that don't remember, Theta 7, the former leader of the NMLA, hijacked the Sacrosanct megaship, which at the time belonged to the Far God cultists. On December 7th, 3307, an article titled Standoff for ACT and Theta 7 made specific mention of the possibility that the hyperdrive was sabotaged, forcing Theta 7 to remain in the Madrid system. Not gonna lie, going down that research rabbit hole was incredibly satisfying.
I am enjoying this scene.
Get on with it!
All that said, that's all I have for you this week, and hopefully future labor disputes won't be as disruptive. Have fun out there.
Okay.
That's my new favorite one. Everything about that, from the spacing
So good.
to the boring when he's talking about it in the background, to the fact he said I had to scroll all the way up on Inara. He added check Inara and scroll up in the same sentence. Oh, I love that. That was so good. Thanks, Bard.
Wonderful.
I muted my mic twice because I started laughing out loud.
Unrelated news, I guess they're hiring for the Tinhadium Express, if anyone's interested.
I'm between jobs right now.
I wouldn't go work for him. Are you fucking crazy? I thought it was going to end right after he spaced him. He got the vacuum and it went quiet there for like 5 seconds. I thought that was the end of it.
I was like reaching for my mute button. Like, am I supposed to talk?
Yeah, I was really starting to laugh. That was good. All right. What else we got? Anybody want to talk about those developments?
Yeah. So here's what I've been thinking about. Like it took a long time. It was like awkward how long it took for the CG we all knew was coming to come, right? For the tissue samples. And then it happened and it wasn't very exciting. I have some tissue samples that I had before. I didn't even bother delivering them as part of this because I didn't care. Am I being callous? I just don't see any like
I really don't care about either of those factions, to be completely honest.
Yeah, like in fact, I think the last time I was on this show, I was making some comments to the effect of bring back Salvation because that's the last time Thargoid combat was fun.
I'll be honest, that's where I'm at. The whole war thing is interesting, but from afar. There's no fun involved in it right now because I don't know which ship to bring. I don't know. Just flying around killing.
There's nowhere to do meaningful, fun combat. There's there's occasionally an invasion manages to pop up. We had at least 1 week there where there were none. The entire galaxy prevented all of their alerts. But sometimes, then the next week I think there was a couple and they lasted like a day or something, and that's it. So we'd have to like go off into other areas of space to find places where the Thargoids were briefly attacking,
but then it doesn't have anything really to do with the war.
Right. Exactly.
Man, cynically speaking, I mean, I think the purpose of the CG was to really give folks something to do as far as going into the maelstrom and biopsying the Titans. Okay, get a tissue sample CG, and then at some point it's going to slowly move the narrative because in about 3 weeks there's going to be a news article saying, "Oh, we discovered X with these samples," and then it's going to lead to something new. And as you guys have said, you don't know what ship to bring. Your things are broken. The combat's kind of jacked up, and I think there'll be that the next little gadget will potentially be a gadget that'll let you have a more useful ship for what you want to do with it. I mean, I think I saw something somewhere where they talked about
the Guardian modules.
Bring back the Guardian modules, caustic shield. I don't know. Like I thought I saw like a shield generator that was going to be useful.
I am 100% on board with what you're saying, Blooming Wind. And if y'all want to put on tinfoil for a sec, I think I know how that's going to come about. And I think even though Azimuth lost the CG, they're going to be like, well, we discovered this thing with the tissue and how Salvation was interfacing with it. And we think if we do X and Y and you bring us Z, we'll be able to make a thing that undoes the stuff so the Guardian modules don't melt.
That's a crazy lot of words.
So you think it would still come from Azimuth even though they lost?
I think it would be Azimuth.
I care who it comes from.
Yeah, I think it would either be just Azimuth or Azimuth working in conjunction with Aegis.
Then
one
why
of the two.
Competing CG at all?
Because people hate Azimuth.
Yep.
But I don't know.
That's a thing. Ask Psychic about it.
All I know.
Yeah, she's not a fan.
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with her feelings on it and stuff, which is just fine. I can't bring myself to care enough. I just want meaningful. I mean, we're not like a podcast or a squadron that isn't like really into bug hunting. I mean, we won gold, remember? Operation Bronze Medal. We know this stuff. We have fun doing it. And right now, none of us are doing it because it's not fun anymore.
To be fair, we can't even do bronze right. So, I mean.
Yeah.
I think we did it the rightest you can do it, to tell you the truth.
Well, everyone
our right
contributed.
was so powerful.
Yeah. That was a great moment. We all enjoyed that. Maybe that's where we peaked, and maybe we just expect too much now from. I don't know.
Yeah, I know something will change eventually. The Titan is an awesome set piece, and doing, gathering those mats, and then also financial projections. I just found 1 unit of financial projections.
You're alive.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so the Titan is an amazing set piece. It's still brilliant. It's not that I'm bored by it. Why don't I care about going back there?
What do we do now? That's where you're at.
There isn't really a reason for me to need to go back there right now. Like I don't know. I know I'm supposed to think that the narrative will be sped up or driven and stuff. I'm supposed to feel like I want to participate, right? And I mean, I do, but at the same time, it's just, God, I'm really having a hard time like codifying what I actually think about this. It's really cool. Adding to the material collection around it, the tissue sampling, obviously it's going to happen. I understand the need to spread it out. I think we talked about this recently too, where it's like if you do your story too fast, then you're kind of, I don't know, you're leaving behind people who can't play for a week or two. Mm-hmm. So I get the spreading it out. That's fine. But now, like, here we are. There's nothing for me to do with it now except just going in to experience it again, which is like fine on its face. But,
we're
in
at
the
that
meantime,
point sorry.
Go on.
We're at that point in like if this were a novel, we're at that point in the story where it backs away from the primary and secondary character and focuses on this for a while, because he's going to have an important role eventually, but we're not quite sure why yet. And so we're just reading along, trying to figure out what the frick is happening.
Yeah.
Well, who's Bob the Blacksmith in this analogy?
We're paralyzed. I mean, because, if you have a guardianship, a glaive shows up and you're fucked. Or, you have I'm going into my maelstrom, and then like an interceptor shows up and it's like, okay, I've got like my little pews against an interceptor and I'm kind of fucked. Mm-hmm. And so, it should be kind of these guys over here, those guys over there, or there's got to be a way I can deal with all of them. And we're at that frustrating stage before the turning point. And I mean, it may be working as designed. It's a weird way to do it, but I think that if they fix it with, in-game technology, that would be a more palatable solution than having said, okay, I'm going to give you a harder interceptor that it's going to take a day to kill. And you having to go back and forth to reload 6 more times to do, because I mean, the Hydra, I mean, I killed a couple Hydras with you guys. And honestly, it was kind of tedious. It was like, this is taking fucking forever.
You should try it by yourself.
And it wasn't hard. It was long.
Right. In a group, it's tediously long. In a big enough group, it's comically quick. But that's the only way to make it not tedious, is to make it comically quick. And then by yourself, it's a real achievement, but it's not something you really want to go repeating a bunch.
Nope.
Disco balls.
Because it's so, you're synthing so much. I mean, it took, I haven't gone back to look. I think my first kill lasts over an hour. And I was really excited. I did not want to go do it again. Right.
I've never gone back and done it again.
Right. I've never done another solo Hydra kill. I've done duos, and that's sort of an in-between spot. It's interesting. It's still kind of a challenge, but it is still on the tedious side. So it's like we don't really do it.
Yeah, Medusa's
I mean, the company is the best part of that.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, what we need is either another step up so they're equal to Guardian weapons in the human AX stuff, or we need a way to protect the Guardian weapons from what the Goids can do now. One of the two. That's where we're at.
Well, I mean, I think about like the Hydra. I mean, just something like if there was a weapon that specifically exerted hearts quicker. Maybe it didn't kill hearts as easy, but exerted them, because Hydra just exerting hearts is so insanely tedious, you know, and just, I know, other ways to make it more interesting.
Here you go.
Maybe a gun that hurts glaives and exerts hearts, but doesn't kill hearts, so you need other weapons too. I don't know, something creative. Change some mechanics.
I got it, Chig. I got it.
Yes.
What we do is we get you in your Packhounds T10, and then like 3 or 4 of us behind you with cannons that have the shock round on them, and we get you accelerated to close to the speed of light and just fire right before you run into them.
But pack.
Oh, he means the.
I know what he's talking about. That the eaters,
the eater guns.
Yeah, the eater guns.
Anything's a cannon round if it's fast enough.
Well, I still say if we could shoot SRVs as ammo, because they technically are ammo. If we could start shooting
ammo,
SRVs,
you reload them.
Yes.
If that ever happened, we'd see Volt show up to a high CZ and a Type 7 just lobbing scorpions across space.
Hilarious.
I have a comment about this whole thing. Like, I don't disagree with anything you guys are saying, but I rather like the idea of this war getting to the point where it seems insurmountable. And I thought that's how it was going to seem, right? And then there'll be some turning point, like we finally start sampling the Titan and we create some way to fight back. The problem is the intermediate step didn't come with, and we're getting beaten back. It didn't come with, and there's difficult combat everywhere, and pilots are having trouble actually finishing the CZs and things like that. Very, very much the opposite happened. You know, we've got simultaneously we're spread out. You have to create separate builds for separate things, and you can't engage in combat here if you're built for the other place, and that's frustrating. But there's also no combat because we're cleaning them all up with tissue samples, and it makes them seem pointless. It makes them seem non-threatening. The only thing that's threatening right now is if you're trying to do something other than fight a glaive and a glaive finds you. That's the only threatening thing here. And frankly, if you're trying to fight a glaive, it's not that threatening.
No.
Even people who aren't into Thargoid combat and are just like dipping a toe in with partially correctly built ships are shooting them down, right? So, and I mean, that's fine. They're not meant to be like the hardest thing. They're meant to be hard to get away from. So they're doing their job. It's just that's literally the only thing right now that's remotely threatening about what's happening in the galaxy. And so once again, I'm left thinking, how is this difficult? I said this back at when Salvation was ramping up his giant thing. We have to create, this thing that we can genocide the Thargoids with because they're such a menace, when there's nothing about them that's a menace, except whenever he draws them to a system. It was so stupid, and we made fun of it at the time, right? There's nothing threatening about the Thargoids right now. They occasionally have an incursion in 3 systems, and we beat it back in days. There's no reason to need a super weapon, and yet we did the super weapon thing. And now, we have to find some way to destroy the Titan. Why?
Yeah.
They're ineffective.
Yeah.
I think
Salvation. There's no story right now. I mean, that's the thing. The story has nothing to, I shouldn't say that. The story's fine. There's nothing to back up the story right now, and that's the real complaint.
Makes you wonder if a Thargoid took Salvation's wife or something, and that's why he had it out for him.
God, you say such weird shit sometimes.
Thargoids take escape pods. It's a legitimate theory.
Okay, no, all right.
I didn't even know. Have we heard anywhere that Salvation was married first? Second,
if Salvation was married, I mean, when did Salvation marry? He was like 300 years old, right? With all the progenitor cells he's been using.
Progenitor cells, eyebrow waggle.
Wow. Going off what you said.
No,
progenitor cells are a marital aid where Lark Shadow comes from. That's right. Marital aid.
Oh my God. Going off of what you were saying though, is how they're not a threat. It's almost like, since we're going like analogies, let's go with, it's almost like you have an anthill in your backyard that's annoying, But if you just go out and spray around it every few days, it doesn't go anywhere, and you'll just deal with it later if you ever get around to it, is how the Thargoids feel to me right now. If I don't go stepping right in the anthill, I'm not going to get bit. They're not going to do anything to me, and I just
and
don't
if you do
have
step
to
in
worry
it,
about
you just stomp a few more times and you're done with it.
Yeah, it is just unfortunate the state of what they've got going on with this right now. But I don't know. I don't want to sound super salty, but there just isn't a lot of game. I mean, I flew 4,500 light years away from the bubble to do BGS. I mean, that shows.
Right. If somebody was going to fly 40 way away from the bubble at this time, it should be because they're afraid of what's happening in the bubble.
Yeah.
That's not what's going on.
No, I'm doing it because I was bored.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no threat. There's a great spectacle, and if you haven't seen the Titan or you haven't gone to try to sample its mighty tissues, then you definitely should, because it's very fun. And there's, I don't know, it was cool to be hiding from Thargoids right in front of them and having them stare me down and then move on and thinking the next one's going to shoot me, and then trying to fight my way out of the thing. It was cool. I did it one time.
But think of the small percentage of people that are doing it. I mean, just the pain in the ass.
It's very small.
The number of steps you have to take in order to get everything you need, from the caustic launcher to the pulse neutralizer. No, wait, what's the new one called? The Thargoid.
The AX pulse. No, the pulse.
No, it's the Thargoid.
The AX pulse wave.
It's not AX. It's just Thargoid.
Pulse wave analyzer.
Thargoid pulse wave analyzer. Really? So I put the AX on it in my mind. Interesting. Yeah. That sounds fine. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Thargoid pulse aid, so you can handle the mighty tissues.
Yeah, you have to go collect all of these things.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's go save Salvation's wife. That's the plan. I hope that's what it turns out.
That was a Babylon 5 plot point.
There
was
we
like,
go.
That's
Yes,
wife
yes. Oh
That's
my
not
God.
a compliment.
My Lord.
I am so sorry.
I don't know. I like it. They took his wife, they cloned her, and there's one of her in the middle of every Titan. Ooh, no, better. It's Salvation's mom. That's why it's so big. His mom is so fat that she's in the middle of every Titan. That's what I'm going with.
She's the juicy morsel at the center of every Titan.
She's the juicy morsel inside that ginormous cloaca. Do we have a name for her? We got to get a name for Salvation's wife now.
Salvation's wife. Well, they call her what do they call him? Is Daddy Savlon? I don't understand the etymology of that, but I'll accept it.
Well, what about, I don't know. No, it can be Large Marge. Isn't that from Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Perfect.
It's going to be
Perfect.
Large Marge.
Large Marge.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
You heard it here, FDead. Free ideas.
You know, this is an episode where we had an embarrassment of titles, but I think that one takes the cake, doesn't it? I was going to take a vote at the end of this recording, but I mean, let's just do it now.
At Plasma.
All in favor of Large Marge?
Yeah. Yep. At Plasma Clock, Large Marge will be rescued. That's too much title.
That's
Large
too long.
Marge.
It's too long.
Large Marge.
Just Large
Marge it is.
Yep. Salvation's wife. No, mom or wife. I can't decide now.
Large
Your mom
Marge.
is so old. You were 200 years old. And we're trying to save your mom.
Yeah, Marge. Oh my God.
Okay, guys. Any other thoughts on this? I feel like we've really nailed him to the wall
Well,
on this one.
Have we ever talked about Salvation and what's going on because of all the rumors that he's going to be Guardian AI by the time this is all said and done?
I have. That's like my whole thing lately has been like where I want the Guardian AI to come back as basically Salvation to come back as Guardian AI and be attacking this swarm consciousness thing and all that stuff. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's where we're going. Well, yeah. Well, we've always wanted a third enemy type other than Thargoids and humans, adding Guardians in here.
If that happens, I'm joining Salvation's side just to piss off Psychic.
I've already joined Salvation's side because we need to rescue Large Marge.
You know, you don't have to forgive his deeds to think that his mom shouldn't be suffering at the center of the Titan.
And
Is she at
cloned
all of them?
7 times. Yeah, she's
Cloned.
there's
right,
one of
she's
her in
cloned
each one.
7
Yeah.
times. Gotcha.
Yeah, we're doing that. And she's from the past. I'm adding time travel just because.
Okay. So we're running over an hour now. It's time to so community call corner BuckyBall. Wait, is it really BuckyBall's over?
Yes.
BuckyBall's over.
Oh, BuckyBall's
This
over.
time.
You
Yes.
missed it. You missed it, me.
The best one yet.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
We're gonna sick Alec Turner on you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't mind him.
He's too busy to come get anybody, so it doesn't matter. He can.
Although the season's over, so he's free now.
No, he's got some random planet to ride his SRV around and stuff like that. My God, this data port has 4 topographical surveys. 4.
That's what she said.
That's what she is.
So let's not forget about PitCon 2023, September 16th in Nottingham.
That's
Follow
in
the link.
England.
That's in England. What you gonna do about it? Also, the Buur Pit's 5th birthday was today. Happy birthday, the Buur Pit.
Woo!
Happy birthday.
Yay. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Also, I thought
don't care, they
Nottingham
drink
was in
tea.
a movie. Oh wait, that's Notting Hill. Never mind.
I mean,
No, Nottingham was in a
movie
different
too.
movie.
It's just not
Oh,
that one. Just not the one called Notting Hill.
I'm nodding caring.
Okay, what else? What do we do?
don't know.
We haven't done any Chigs chats.
Well, yeah, because I was going to say happy birthday to the Burrs and Chick Chat. You stole it. So
I
move
frigged
along.
it up.
No, I don't. I don't think has anybody. I don't know. I'm too busy to look at Chick Chat most of the time. I'm sorry. Anybody do anything? Oh, I hit Elite 1.
In what?
In
combat.
eliteness.
Noob.
Well, actually, it would be Elite 2, but it says Elite 1 in my panel because I think it's Elite
The
0.
The
then it's
second elite,
1.
which is Elite 1.
Yeah, I got the second Elite, so I got that the other day. And, got to send out a congratulations to Jan Trax. He hit Triple Elite. Good job, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't have that. To be honest, good job.
Yeah.
That running
I
joke
did.
hasn't been mentioned in a long time.
Yeah, we haven't done that joke in a bit.
Remember,
Oh well, screw all you.
I don't know, it was like 2-3 months I congratulated him every week about hitting Elite 3. Triple
Nobody
Elite.
ever said anything. We said
Yeah.
we would stop as soon as somebody said something.
Nobody
ever said
word.
anything.
Well, clearly that joke's back up. So
Yeah, well, we definitely find our jokes way funnier than anybody else does.
as all dads should.
Yes. Good God. All right, what else we got? Were there movies? Who's in
There were
charge?
movies.
Are these up to date or are these last time?
I don't know. Is there dates?
Oh,
on
these
them?
are up to date. These are up to date movies.
The Heat.
The
Is that
Heat?
about basketball? The Heat.
No,
it sounds like it's about basketball. Oh, no, it's a cop
two-girl
movie.
cop movie.
Is that the one with Pacino and
No, that was just Heat.
Sandra
Okay.
Bullock.
Oh, Sandra Bullock. Oh God, that's a
Okay.
terrible movie.
Wall-E?
Hey,
We
don't
go
you
to-
diss on Sandy B?
No, I like Sandy B, but that's a terrible movie.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, going on. Wall-E, which is what the Guardian AI is going to come back looking like when Salvation's rotten body is embedded in them.
Yeah, well,
Well, I can't wait for all the Eva simps. Eva.
Oh no.
28 days later. That was a good. I like
I
that.
enjoyed that. That was
I
a
like
fun
that
for
movie.
zombie movie stuff. That was a good one. Yeah.
Yep,
Really?
I saw
Fast Zombies.
28 weeks later before I saw 28 days later.
Oh, well, that's
But I
not
watched them
correct.
back to back.
When does 28 years later come out? Will that be hitting soon? Or 28 months, I guess, would come.
They're
first.
giving themselves a bit on that so that the actors can age up a little bit.
Got it.
28 centuries later.
Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle.
Oh, yeah.
I could not care
Moving along,
less.
Yeah, moving along.
Yep. Coming to America.
Yes, good movie.
Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, very
Yep,
good.
Yep.
That's,
I'll do it.
That's a classic. Love that one.
Second one was crap.
Yeah, I didn't even bother watching it.
Yeah, skipped it.
National Lampoon's Vacation
Yes.
and National Lampoon's Animal House.
Wow, 5
40
years apart.
and 45 years. Yep.
Both
Yep.
good.
They were only 5 years apart.
Dang.
Yeah, that sounds right.
4 years
I
and
guess.
4 days.
And finally, Live and Let Die. Wait, who was in that one?
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore.
That was the
50 years ago.
blaxploitation.
Oh, I didn't look at how long ago it was. I could have.
That was the blaxploitation Bond film. Yaphet
Ooh.
Kotto was the villain. The Bond girl was Jane Seymour with the tarot deck.
Oh, wow.
And there was Jeffrey
that-
Holder, who was the 7-Up pitch man that would do the ah. He was Baron Samedi.
Wow.
So my wife took, when she was working on her master's, a James Bond film class. And one of her papers was on the 1970s run of Bond movies being all genre films. So you had Live and Let Die was blaxploitation. Diamonds Are Forever is basically a Bullet ripoff. Moonraker was a sci-fi. And, gosh, what was the other one? Man with the Golden Gun. I think she didn't talk about that in the paper. But the other ones were kind of all genre films. So, yeah. We watched every single Bond movie and she read a couple of the books for that class. So, yeah, we're kind of big Bond fans.
I found an undiscovered water world.
Nice.
So sorry.
Wow, Lark.
See, I want to go back
You just
to
ADD'd so hard.
Sorry.
I want to go back to Animal House real quick because one of my favorite things in that movie is when he goes, "Drunk, fat, and stupid is no way to go through life, son." And that's how I when I start putting on weight ever, I go on that diet, the drunk, fat, and stupid diet. I quit drinking, and then I'm no longer drunk. I lose weight, and I'm not stupid from being drunk. So that's my secret to losing weight is the drunk, fat, and stupid is
triple
no way
threat.
to go through life, son. So
Yep.
I'd share that. Yeah.
That was just such a good movie.
Classic. Absolute
Yeah.
classic. Yes.
Based on Dartmouth. So Faber College is based on Dartmouth. One of the writers was in the Delta House at Dartmouth. And that's
God.
kind of where a lot of it came from.
All right. That now you've done Live and Let Die and you've done Animal House. Now let's get some vacation trivia since you're on a roll.
I hate Chevy Chase, so I don't know anything
Yeah,
about,
I was gonna say,
about
that's right.
vacation.
I've got nothing to say since we've all learned what Chevy Chase is really like in the last few years. It's like, nope.
I don't give a shit what actors are like in real life. If I were to judge movies by what they were like in real life, I wouldn't watch anything.
Yeah, I hear that. He's just kind of he takes it too far. Anyway. Well, I guess that conversation's over with.
You guys took the steam out of that. Jesus Christ.
We just assassinated that one.
I might as well bring up James Cameron and piss Haight off. This is just guys.
Yeah, it's
Should insert the sound of a balloon deflating in that silence back there.
That was the air between my. Never mind.
That's it though,
Yeah,
right?
I think that's a show. Yeah, we got to go out now and find. Ooh, maybe by helping the consortium, they'll help us find Large Marge. That's my hope.
Yeah, maybe. So we're still, I guess, 3 weeks from whenever the next stream is going to be. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll say thanks to Blooming Wind, Lark Shadow, Jig, and Hate. I almost said myself. I was just reading the list.
I might not be back for next week's
you,
show,
Trax.
just to be aware. So we might be. It's the day before a big holiday. It's kind of a holiday weekend we got going on. So I don't know. We're gonna have to scrounge something together.
Now, where are we going tubing at?
Trigo, Wisconsin, next Saturday.
Okay.
Everybody's welcome. We got room in the cabin for everybody.
Oh, nice
cabin?
to drive.
Yeah, we rented a cabin. That's what I do. That's how I roll.
My wife's arm into letting us go.
Oh god, you can hit the ground hard if I don't.
Oh, I thought he was.
Oh,
I
sorry.
thought he was saying, "Oh God, to Hate maybe showing
I was
up at the
coming in
cabin."
fast. My throttle was stuck forward, and I was going at the ground very rapidly. I pulled it out though. All right. Sorry. Got distracted. Sorry, guys.
There's a progenitor cell joke in there, but I'm not making it.
Yeah, bring the whole family up.
Yeah.
All right, give me an example of a progenitor cell joke. I want to hear where this goes.
They're marital aids, remember?
You said I managed to pull it out.
Gotcha. All right. All right.
We're there with you.
I wasn't.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. What do we say? Support on Patreon helps us produce the show. Go to the merch store. And that is also support of the show, and you get something in return for it. So what do you want me to say?
We need a
do whatever makes you
Motor
happy.
T steady shirt. We need to
make
that a thing.
Oh,
And the mugs. I need another coffee mug.
definitely
Motor T
mugs,
Steady
duh.
mugs. I mean,
Oh my
of course.
God, we're dumb.
Good Lord. I actually feel like I'm a criminal for not thinking of that
Yes.
before this
Oh,
moment.
We absolutely need that.
God. Yeah.
It was so simple. I hadn't said anything.
I literally hadn't crossed
Yeah,
my mind. Can you believe that?
Yep, not even.
I'm slack jawed and blasphemed.
You should be.
I'm just disappointed you didn't bring it up. If you thought of it, that's all I gotta say.
I thought you guys were smart guys. I understand you guys are both.
Why would you think
I thought
that?
you were smart guys.
Why?
Well,
whatever
if
gave
we
you that
haven't-
impression?
If we haven't dispelled that illusion by now, I don't know what we'll need to do.
Damn
so.
it, we need TVs. They're fucking. I'm so fucked.
Smooth Brain Club.
You can't
Ho!
even speak.
Not t-shirts. We need t-shirts and mugs.
Definitely.
Really bad.
Yeah.
And maybe also like a Salt Monster t-shirt.
Maybe.
I'm a salt monster, but Motor T Stete. Have we decided how it's pronounced officially yet?
I don't think there should be an
Moturti
official.
Stete, I think, is about as close as anyone's going to get.
I like the soft O. I like Motor T.
Motor T, and I
Sounds
like Motor
Motor
T.
T. Motor T Stete.
Yeah, Motor T, because there's tea in there, even though it's coffee. All right, I like it.
All right, everybody. See you next week for who knows what'll show up. We'll produce something. We're committed to doing a show every week. We'll see who's around and what we can put together. Even if it maybe it's not on the regular day, if that's what we end up doing. So we'll see how it goes.
When in doubt, just replay the Golden Girls episode.
Yes.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye-bye.